Everybody, just wanted to make this quick video to talk about Rio Tinto. And this is a company that I've been doing a bit of research on. And one thing I find interesting about this stock is that, first of all, there's not a lot of volatility. So if you're one of those investors who's seeking something that's pretty stable over the long term, then this is something that you may want to consider if you're an income-focused investor. The reason is also because of the dividend. Now, I'm going to get into the dividend, but as you can see over the past year, Rio is really flat, right? Up about 3.5%. And that also brings up an interesting point as well, which is that you could potentially get passive income from cash secured puts, covered calls, and utilizing the wheel strategy with a stock like this due to the fact that it's not as volatile as a lot of other stocks. So with that in mind, we can look at Rio Tinto and look at the most recent earnings. We can look at the dividends and stuff. But the point being, this is a company that has paid out an above average dividend yield relative to a lot of other stocks. 7.77% is not bad. And when we look at the actual cash amounts of the dividends themselves, you'll see that their payment frequency is kind of interesting because they'll have, for example, this payment day was on 4/18, but they had another one on 4/20. This one was on 9/21/23. So it seems like basically they pay, twice a year? But then you have like this one right here where they paid two dividends. They paid this, and I'm assuming there was like some kind of special dividend. I have not looked back that far. But the frequency of the dividends is interesting due to the fact that it looks like they almost pay maybe like twice a year, or just kind of looking at this history here. But as you can see, the dividends have been going up. I mean, if you look back just over the last several years and up to what they're paying today, they're paying over $5 on an annualized basis. So if you own 1,000 shares, you can expect to get back over $500 and vice versa on your position. So I'm sorry, did I say 500? So if you have 1,000 shares, you'd get back over 5,000. Sorry, if you're getting $5 a share, just multiply it times 1,000 and vice versa. So if you own 100 shares, then you get back like $500 in dividends. And that's always an interesting way to think about things when it comes to dividend stocks, because although these dividends are variable, if you can kind of think of it like, okay, hey, if I can have 1,000 share position, then I could get back over $5,000 in passive income, versus if I just had 100 shares, I would only get back $500, right? So, and of course, hopefully these dividends keep on going up. You'll see that some of their most recent financials over the last, I think this is 2023. Yeah, here we go, 2023 year in review. So you can kind of look at the sales revenue, consolidated sales, $54 billion, and you'll see the amount of dividends they paid out, 435 cents, or basically $4.35 according to their website. So you can look at their actual annual report. You can download that, which I actually did. So we could take a look at this, and you can kind of see the highlights from their annual report. Underlying earnings of $11.8 billion, leading to a full year ordinary dividend of $7.1 billion, or a 60% payout ratio. And then we have EBITDA at $23.9 billion, net cash generated from operating activities at $15.2 billion. Now, if you're wondering what this company actually does, it's basically an international mining company. So you can kind of look at their business model. And they have a lot of basically a diversified portfolio of mining projects around the world, essentially. So they operate in 35 countries where 57,000 employees are working to find better ways to provide the materials the world needs. And so basically what they're doing here is they're trying to grow in materials essential for the energy transition, accelerate the decarbonization of assets, and develop products and technologies that help our customers decarbonize. So they're definitely focused on renewable energy and the energy sector in general. They're trying to become the best operator, but they basically mine a lot of copper, a lot of different types of essentially they're a mining company, right? So if you look at like the general business description, I wish they had on their website on the front page, but I can just type in Rio Tinto stock and then kind of come over here to the business overview on the side. Rio Tinto Group is a British-Australian multinational company that is the world's second largest metals and mining corporation. It was founded in 1873 when a group of investors purchased a mine complex on the Rio Tinto in Huelva, Spain, from the Spanish government. So, been around for a long time. As you can see, revenue as of 2023 over 54 billion. As we were reading on the website, 57,000 plus employees. And yeah, so over the last 5 years, you'll see this stock is up about 15%. So like I said, if you're looking for something that's going to give you a ton of growth, forget it. Rio Tinto is not the one for you. But if you're looking for a nice dividend that is variable and kind of has an odd payment frequency, then perhaps this stock could be for you, right? So one thing we talk about on this channel a lot is passive income and how to generate passive income. One thing I like about this is not only the high dividend, but also the fact that you can implement what's called the wheel strategy against this stock, especially due to the lower volatility. And if we look at, you come on over to dailyinvestmentadvice.com, where we give free education, recommendations, insights into the market. Pretty much every day the market's open. Come on over to options trading. Come over to the wheel strategy, learn all about this, because this is going to help you if you actually want to implement a strategy like this. Education is everything, right? So we want to try to help you learn these things, because the school system doesn't teach kids this growing up, right? So people don't really know about this type of stuff. But if we look at the options wheel strategy, we can see that this is in fact a strategy that pretty much anybody can utilize. All you need is to be able to buy 100 shares of stock, because each options contract is going to be 100 shares. But essentially what we're doing here is we are doing cash secured puts and covered calls in a rotating fashion, and we're generating passive income in the process while hopefully collecting some dividends as well. So combined with that, you can kind of see, due to the lower volatility, that perhaps this would be a good strategy against Rio Tinto, because of the fact that we have kind of a predefined range and we can implement this wheel strategy on top of generating dividends. And so with that being said, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Just thought I'd give my thoughts on this higher than average dividend paying company, this international mining company that I think kind of flies under the radar sometimes. But if you're looking for a pretty stable long-term performance, obviously nothing's guaranteed, but you're going to see a lot less volatility in a stock like this than you would in one of the major tech companies, especially like Nvidia, flying off the charts. But you're going to have a well-established player that pays a pretty solid dividend, and although the payment cycle is kind of irregular, as you can see on those payment days, you're still getting over $5 annually, almost an 8% dividend yield. And they have increased those dividends in recent years, as you can see, just from those payouts slowly increasing. And now, the most recent one was $2.58. We had a payout back in 2022 of $4.17. So obviously that, it seems like they're committed to returning to shareholders via the form of dividends. And so if you're interested in something like that, this might be the company for you. If not, always consider your own risk tolerance, investing goals, and what you're seeking. But with that being said, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.